All right, guys, we got to talk about it. Russell Westbrook declines his veteran minimum option with the Denver Nuggets. He has the option to land. These are some of his favorite spots that, you know, NBA Central is predicting for him. Miami Heat, Dallas Mavericks, Sacramento Kings, Golden State Warriors, Orlando Magic, and of course, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Tel Aviv offered him a contract. We'll talk about that. Toronto Raptors. Let's go kind of one by one through these teams. What we
All
think.
right.
What do you think about the Miami Heat, man?
Like I before we were just talking off camera, I don't like a super big market for him. Also, I don't really see too much of the fit. Like I feel like Russell Westbrook could score some points, get some assists and rebounds, but I don't know how much winning they would be doing. And in my opinion, for Russell Westbrook, all I want to do is see him win. So I mean, the Heat's future and their ceiling isn't that high and bright. I don't really like that. Like I see that it has plus 260, but I actually don't agree with that. If anything, I would say the Dallas Mavericks should be the one with plus 260 because Kyrie Irving is out
Mhm.
and they need a point guard. But I'm not going to get too far ahead, so I'll like to hear what you got to say.
I don't know, man. I think I'm going to go ahead and change the graphic up a little bit, make it easier for us. But I think, I don't know. I don't think the Miami Heat just kind of fit with him. He's not really, he doesn't seem like a Heat type of guy. It doesn't make sense. They have a pretty guard heavy rotation, unless they trade some of their guards away. I guess they kind of need a guard, but it doesn't seem like even with him they'll contend or anything like that. They'll be like a play-in, late playoff team. They're not really going anywhere, so maybe they could offer him the bag or something, and he could go there and drop buckets and stuff like that. And maybe they could entice him with a starting level role. I think that's the best case scenario, and that's probably why they're the highest rated. And it's a nice place to live. He'd love to probably live there with his family, nice beaches, everything else like that. The other place that I like more is the Dallas Mavericks. Kyrie Irving has an injury. I'd love to see him next to Kyrie. I feel like Kyrie FC with Shea or Russell Westbrook FC would be amazing.
Yep.
Amazing vibes between both of them. They're both older in age now, more wiser. I think that'd be great. Just energy around the Mavericks, and the Mavericks need some point guard play for the meantime. And Russell Westbrook's the best guy that can just raise the ceiling and the floor for you. So I feel like
Exactly.
he's the perfect guy in terms of that. Um, Sacramento Kings, they also need a point guard. They could also offer him
Do.
a role. That'd be pretty interesting next to Sabonis. Sabonis is a type of guy that he can run pick and roll with, get a lot of assists off of. I think that could make a lot of sense. They have decent shooters over there. I still don't think they'd be going anywhere playing late playoff team, if anything. Golden State Warriors
That's
backup for
kind
Steph,
of
backup for Stephen Curry after all the battles they had. I don't think either him or Steph would vibe very well. It's not really a starting level role. Steph plays most of the season in like 30 plus minutes. I don't think Russell Westbrook would be happy in that role. I don't think any of the point guards that have joined the Golden State Warriors in the time of Steph Curry's era have been happy to stay behind him because of the lack of minutes and everything else. Orlando Magic, they just made a blockbuster trade. We just covered it on the channel, so make sure you guys check that out. But him with Desmond Bain, Paulo Franz, Wendell Carter, that could
that'd
be
be really good.
interesting. I could see the vibes on that. He could definitely help them win. I predicted them already at plus 50 wins. He could add a couple wins to that roster and line
Agreed.
because he plays most of the season. He's a pretty healthy player. My favorite destination, that's the one we're going to talk mainly about, is Oklahoma City Thunder, man. It'd be great for the vibes, especially if they win the ring this season, go in back at the bench and coach up all these guys. J-Dub loves him. He's talked about the old Thunder team. Shay knows about the old Thunder team. Chet literally used to watch the old Thunder team. So it's like all the core guys know him. All the other young guys know him. And he's got history there. He's got a lot of investments in OKC coming up right now, building a new arena with soccer and everything else like that. He's always doing something in OKC. I think it'd be great for the vibes, great for the leadership. helping Shea develop his game, turning into a more all-around player, not just a scorer. We've seen Russell Westbrook make that exact change. He went to a 30-point per game scorer to a triple-double, averaging point guard at 6'3", one of the greatest rebounders. If he can get in Shea's ear, get him to rebound a little bit more, especially get him to assist more, that could change his trajectory from the level of player he is now to even different heights. Tel Aviv, they're offering him a lot of money. I don't think he does it because of his family and his wife. He really likes his family. I don't think just moving out of the States for money. Russell Westbrook makes more off the court anyways. He's not one of those players where he's running a lot of different businesses, and they're more local to OKC anyway, so it'd be hard for him to run that overseas or anything like that. Toronto Raptors is another interesting one. They're an underrated team. Canada would probably be really nice to him. Canadians are nice people. I think
need a point guard.
They need a point guard. They do have Quickly. He'd be a great backup to Quickly, where they can kind of, have some mentorship for him and any other guards that they pick up in the draft or anything like that. I think that'd be a solid place. What are your thoughts on some of the teams I mentioned? I rambled on all of them. So.
Okay, so I'll stick with the Raptors real fast. I think Quickly is actually better as a six-man. I think he could be a really good six-man for that team. So that would mean you got to have Russell Westbrook, depending on their outlook of their roster, getting guys like Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett, Brandon Ingram, getting them the ball in their spots, and he can raise their floor a little bit, raise their ceiling, get them a couple wins. I don't think it's going to happen. Now, that's that team right above the Raptors. If I was Russ, I'm going. What? What did they offer him?
I have no idea.
3 years, 160?
I'll have to look, man. Tel Aviv.
Yeah. Let me know what they offered him before I get to Oklahoma.
Yeah, let me pull this contract up, man. I think 3 years, 150?
That's what it says?
Whoo! That's actually
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way. Yo, $50 million a year?
There's no way I'm not taking that.
Oh,
I'm just saying. If I was Russell Westbrook, that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. I'm taking that 150. But anyway, I don't think he does it for the reasons you name.
I don't think he needs the money, but
he doesn't need it. But you could never have too much money, though.
Hey, you could never. And the European fans would love Russell. He'd dominate. He'd break the rims off those leagues anyway.
Yes, he would. He would be putting up some major numbers. It would be a joy to see, man.
He'd be winning MVPs out there too.
So I'm gonna skip over OKC real quick. We got the Magic. Again, before they made this trade for Desmond Bane, I was looking at them as a potential destination for Russ because they also need a point guard and his skill set, the way he could pass, rebound. He's selfless. They got their main two scorers. They got another elite defender and a really good player in Suggs. I really think that would have been the best fit as a starting point guard. The Magic. The Warriors, I just can't see that happening. I'm not even so sure why they're even on there. So I'm not going to really talk about them too briefly. The Kings need a point guard. They just got off of De'Aaron Fox in the middle of the season. They need a point guard. They have Levine, DeRozan. I don't think Russell Westbrook would do numbers there just because those guys actually need the ball. And then you got the Mavericks, possibly number one fit outside of the Magic before the trade. Yo, Cooper Flag, AD, Russell Westbrook in place of Kyrie Irving. You don't have to rush Kyrie Irving back because you have a point guard of his skill set. That right there should be the one that's plus 260.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll see. Then OKC. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now tell everybody at home what you were telling me on what would help OKC, regardless than just having them help Shea and stuff and J-Dub. What were the other elements you were talking about?
Yeah, I think getting butts in seats. We already sell out in the playoffs, but I think just in the regular season, it makes sure the arena is mainly sold out. I think from a national media perspective, it elevate not just having the MVP on the roster, but also having Russell Westbrook. The combination of Russell Westbrook fans, the loyal fans that follow him all around, plus Oklahoma, I think that reunion would be a fantastic, from a media perspective and from just like a OKC perspective, especially for a guy that you're probably only going to give like a $5 million contract to. It's like invaluable. And it's also a guy you want to see retire, a legend. He's not someone that snaked us or anything like that. Like he's the prototype of a guy that you want, exemplary winner and 4-time triple-double guy and someone that can really push Shea. Like there's not many pure point guards left out there. He's one of the greatest passing guys that we've seen come through the league. And I think that development with J-Dub, Shea, even, helping out Hartenstein get better passes off, the whole team, he doesn't need to play more than 10 minutes, 5 minutes off the bench, if anything. But if he does, like we know what we're going to get from him. The energy, I think the energy shift is crucial. We've seen that with Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso comes in, brings in energy.
Man,
I think it's crucial, man, especially in the playoffs. Like we're in a slump. If you're ever down 10 points and you put Russell Westbrook in, the crowd's going to go. The players are going to go. They're going to find new energy. And I feel like that's a big piece of just having a guy on the court like that. I think the coaching is the biggest thing that I want to see. We don't really have a veteran guy. Thunder are a pretty new franchise, so it's hard to recall guys, back to the, roster and have them directly on the bench. A lot of the guys are on the coaching staff and everything, but it'd be nice to have a guy directly on the bench coaching up these, young guys on a secondary run, especially if they can win after this season. We got 2 more games to go. Game 5 is coming up. Mm-hmm. And I think you needed a second reason. If you win a championship, right, this season, you need another reason to go back to back. And I think he'd be the perfect reason. Let's go get Russ a ring. We've seen other teams like Giannis, Jokic, Tatum. They win the first one. They're like, all right, we got ours, right? They don't have that same level of urgency. Like we can see Jokic right now. He's enjoying his offseason, having drinks and all that. We see in general, Luka Doncic has a great season. He goes to party in Europe. Obviously, one of the greatest players, LeBron James, he's the only one that's really consistent in the offseason where we see 5 a.m. workout videos, right?
Right.
And I think Russell Westbrook would get Shea on that type of timing, like, hey, we about to win 3 or 4 more MVPs for you. Like having a guy that pushes you, because Russell Westbrook's been underrated his whole career, so he had to work for this. So showing the guys the level of work he's putting in, and I'm sure he's still putting that level of work in. His physique is still the same. He's still doing the same type of workouts, and he's probably even eating healthier, and he's got way more experience. I feel like there's just so many invaluable traits to having a in-house star come back to your team versus like going to Mavericks and helping them out. Like he can help them out, but they're not seeking his intangibles, right? So the intangibles for OKC that he brings, the money, the media, the coaching, those push it over the edge for me. Instead of
it only makes sense.
It's like a negative 125. Like he's a must grab kind of guy for $5 million on a 1-year deal, and you retire a jersey after that. Put a statue up, like it's like the perfect
absolutely case. Put a statue up.
Yeah, it's like a perfect case scenario for Thunder fans, for him as a career, and then he starts building his businesses in OKC that he's already building there. Like he starts doubling down on that. I think it's best case for him too, off the court. Brand sponsorships, and then he can be at every OKC game after he retires, because you can only do that after you retire, right? So
right.
I think it'd be the best deal ever. I'd make the same exact case that I'm making for Russell Westbrook for CP3 to join us. If he's looking for a team,
yeah, he's another one.
Yeah, if he's another guy that's out there, we need in-house leaders, right? Serge Ibaka is another guy I totally welcome back to the organization. If he ever, needs any type of job, obviously, if he needed it, he'd easily get it. But he's another guy we'd love around the locker room. He obviously doesn't play anymore, but it's like he's another guy that I would have definitely welcomed back for this type of core. But there's not many guys out there. Like Kendrick Perkins is definitely connected with the team, and he talks to the guys. Obviously, he doesn't play or anything, but there's not many guys out there that are as a high-level player. He's probably the greatest Thunder player that we've had So he's the exact guy that we want. So
yeah, and one note on that CP3 thing, slightly off topic.
mm-hmm.
With the way that the Spurs have this offseason literally in the palm of their hands, if I was the Spurs, I would not let CP3 go. I would not do it. I would not do it because who knows with the health of De'Aaron Fox, you want to be able to have some insurance at the point guard position. So if De'Aaron Fox were to go down, well, you could go back to CP3 and you would be comfortable.
Oh yeah.
Just a small note. I would not let him out that building.
Yeah, and on top of having CP3, we've
it.
seen the work that he's done with Shea and motivating Shea and turning. Honestly, the advice Shea gets off the court with CP3 is more valuable than on the court advice. Like Shea turned into himself because he put in the hard work, right? But I think a guy like De'Aaron Fox that kind of showed his true colors by snaking the Kings the way he did and only asking for one destination. You need a guy that kind of gets in the ear of a De'Aaron Fox and says, hey, let's work on some off the court stuff.
Exactly.
And let's work on some on the court stuff and get his shot right, get his diet right. I feel like there's stuff that every point guard needs that you can only learn from like a pro like these guys. Like these guys back in the day, it used to be different. Like all the new guys like John Morant and all these guys, the teams pandered to them, right? We're lucky with the Shai Gilgeous who's family oriented and only wants to hoop and stuff like that. But not every team has point guards that are getting paid millions upon millions of dollars that say, I can do whatever I want. I can go to whatever team I want. So you need guys like CP3, Russell Westbrook, Rondo around your organization, Steve Nash, whatever. Any of those elite point guards, great minds. It doesn't have to just be a point guard. You need veteran leadership around your team. And to circle it back, come on back, man.
Okay,
so you need you, man.
Yes,
We'd love to have you. It'd be a great story. The storyline would just write itself. It'd be the perfect way to end it. And I'd love it, man. I'd love it. All right. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you got any other last thoughts here?
That was it. No, I'm good. All right,
perfect. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys like it, hit that subscribe. We'll be bringing a lot of off-season content out here for you guys. Yes, we'll be out here all the time grinding, as you guys know. Peace out, man.